Welcome to Tabletop Cinema, where we bring together the worlds of filmmaking, tabletop role-playing, and video games. I'm your host Mikey, a freelance filmmaker, tabletop RPG game master, and variety streamer on Twitch. Welcome in, Plus Penny and Vanua, to another stream of... Wait, is our bitrate okay? It said it's unstable. Oh gosh. Okay, false alarm. It just sent us a wrong information. I hope we're coming in clearly. Welcome in, everyone. We're here for another stream of Persona 3 Reload. We are in-game November to December. We're going to try to knock out those months as fast as we can to get to the next bit of story. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. Once again, this is from the original Persona 3 soundtrack. That track remastered here quite beautifully. Cue anime intro. So what happened last episode? Trying to remember what happened last episode. It was just a couple days ago. I already forgot. Right, we had a school field trip. We had a school field trip to Kyoto. And character development happened, as well as unexpected sneaking missions. I saved scummed to salvage our dignity. We made new friends with Death, I'm assuming, in the form of Ryoji, who is Mochizuki. What's his last name? Whatever. The sudden new arrival, sudden new transfer student, trying to make friends and get to know the world before he kills everyone, I guess. So we're trying to be nice to him. They were pretty good. Finished Path of Wuxia, highly recommend. Honestly, it feels like one of the most accessible Wuxia games. Oh, you need to install the fan translation? Well, the fact that there's a fan translation means that there's a dedicated following. That's good to hear. You know, I was actually, like, all of them using their evokers now. Still kind of funny that the Strega dude was like, I shall show my conviction, points a real revolver to his head. Like, I guess I would have given himself totally over to the persona, and maybe we would have unleashed something, right? But it's still funny how Jin was like, don't be so hasty. Remember what you told me? So I guess that's the reason why they both leapt off the bridge together. Not to die, but I'm pretty sure they're alive. So they're gonna come back. They're gonna complicate things, but... Okay, actually, also last episode, Mitsuru was hardened. Okay, right, I gotta collect my thoughts. Right, we did a Tartarus run as well. Congratulations on finishing Path to Wuxia. You've finished yet another martial arts journey on your path to martial arts enlightenment. It seems you've been really going into like these martial arts games really hard. You said you're also playing something else. Like a new one?
Very intriguing.
Deciding on one's career seems to be a fascinating process. However, since I am designed primarily for combat, it wouldn't be very useful for me. Hey, you know, I guess maybe a security firm might hire you, right? You never know.
Hey, listen.
This guy, Ryoji Mochizuki, or Pharos as a teenager. That trip was a blast, especially the hot springs. I wanted to give this guy the benefit of the doubt that he wasn't just a horn dog, but he's just a horn dog. I thought he was like asking all these people out, not just the girls, because he genuinely wanted to make friends and he didn't know any better. But he's also a creep. More than Junpei. But maybe he's just so innocent. I don't know. I don't know anymore. If my predictions are right, he just doesn't understand humans as much as he'd like to. Oops, sorry. That was supposed to be a secret, wasn't it? But sharing secrets is fun too. God. Man, why did we have to come to school today? I know, right? We should have had today off. Wants to hang out. Oh, Gourmet King's texting us now. When did I give him our number? Fill in the blank. Eat like a Gourmet King. You think you got what it takes? Then come over. They're just good in the way they handle progression. And the fact that you've been hitting like one great experience after another. It's like these are undiscovered gems. And I think it's only recently that a lot of Chinese-made games started appearing on Steam. Because, well, based on what little I heard before, they weren't really available. Because, you know, China being very controlling over their own properties. I think it was only recently that the floodgates opened to Chinese-developed games on Steam. I may be wrong though. But yeah, Steam has been recommending those games to me. Because you guys have been recommending it to us as well, and we've been wishlisting things. Oh, my voice is still weird. I don't know why it's so clogged up. When I blow my nose, nothing comes out. It's so weird. Welcome in, Zem. Thanks for the alert. Thanks for the pets. You know what? I really want a VTuber model, so you can do like pets sitting and like throw shit at my VTuber model. It's just funny whenever I see VTubers and then you get to have like people get to redeem like throw candy and then they get smacked with candy and stuff. Or you pet their PNG or something. Still waiting on art for my channel mascot. Don't want to bother the artist though. The artist streams, but I haven't caught the stream yet. Oh, 5, hello there. We're trying to survive school. Sounds desperate, I know. High school is hell. Opening that list just in case. Very nice. Yeah, welcome back to school, 05. Kiryu Senpai is cheered up a little, which is good, but I still feel awkward. I couldn't help her at all. Maybe you should take a bit of initiative and... I don't know. The hell were we gonna do? Oh, we can unlock Mitsuru! Fuck yeah! This is the moment I've been waiting for, chat. This is the moment I've been training for, not waiting. No, we didn't wait. We were proactive. We maxed out our intelligence just for this. Just for this. Well, let me talk to these people first. I hate my stupid parents. They said anyone who doesn't graduate from a 4-year college has no future. Heard that a lot. That's discrimination against the uneducated. Undereducated. It sure is. You agree, right? I'm not going to back down to them this time. Well, it helps, but that's true. Many successful people, it doesn't depend on your school degree. Really, at the end of the day, what are you doing to contribute to society? To people, the world. You'll find your way. Alright, this is it. This is it. This better be worth it.
Hello.
Ah, Yuki. I've been hearing a lot about you lately. It sounds like you're studying hard. I'm impressed. But try not to stress yourself out. Mitsuru acknowledged the effort I put into my academics. This might be my chance to get to know her better.
Say,
By the way, Yuki, this is completely unrelated, but I'd like to talk to you about something. If you don't mind, can you spare some time? Hell
I
yes!
see.
Excellent. Well, could you come with me? I'd rather not talk about it here. I didn't even check my quests.
So, I need to know the etiquette of this place. Are there any customs I should follow?
Oh. Slurp the noodles. Add toppings to taste. Don't let it get soggy. Drink as much soup as you can, but slurp the noodles.
Oh, right. Slurping is considered polite. I've heard about that. Hope I can do this correctly. Now then, let us begin. Bon appétit.
I don't hear any slurping.
What a fascinating flavor.
You're insulting the
It's
chef.
strange at first, but it carries with it a subtle complexity.
Wait, you never had ramen?
Yes,
Okay.
this is quite delicious. Excuse me, Monsieur Chef de Cuisine?
Is it because she has what? French cuisine at her manor? No Japanese food? But when she puts on that French accent though, oh god. We're in danger, chat. We are in danger. I swear I'm too easy.
Chef de cuisine? Talking to me?
Your ramen is absolutely wonderful.
That's good to say.
It's been a while since I last gave my compliments to the chefs. What do you use for the bouillon?
Bouillon. What the hell is that?
Sorry, I'm an idiot. What's that again? Soup? Broth. Okay, close enough.
You're asking about the recipe? Sorry, miss, can't tell you.
Of course.
That's how we put bread on the table.
So it's a secret recipe. I completely understand. You don't have to tell me. You mentioned this dish puts bread on the table? I suppose that means it comes in sandwich form as well.
Okay.
I see. What a fascinating delicacy.
That ain't exactly... Well, whatever.
She's also like part Elizabeth / Aegis.
The recipe of something this delectable could likely be patented and sold for quite a profit. Oh, sorry, my imagination got the best of me. I've been wanting to try ramen for a long time. Do you find that unusual?
Varies too much. I'm surprised, of course. Like I'm surprised she's never had ramen. But not at all. There's so many dishes we haven't tried. Or like around the world. it's not surprised in a bad way. It's a pleasantly surprised. Like, oh, I'm here for Senpai's first time eating ramen. Like, that's super cool for me. I don't make fun of people for like having not tried things. I'm excited whenever, like, when I get to experience like their first impressions, which is why I place so much importance on first playthroughs, and I never replay games. Not at all.
Oh, that's good to hear. I never had the opportunity to eat this kind of food growing up. The style of restaurant is new to me too. So I have to admit, it's something I've always wanted to try.
So she really has been sheltered and eating only in the manor, I guess, or high-end foreign restaurants, foreign cuisine.
I'm glad we came here today. You've already taught me so much about ramen etiquette. I would love to return here in the future.
Help! Okay, I was worried the things wouldn't play. Welcome in, Denma. What do we do? What are we doing? We're doing the ramen. We're doing it. We're doing it. But you know what you should do? You should give Denma their place a follow. That's what you should be doing. That's what Palpatine approves of. Actually, I don't know if you want Palpatine approving of you, but yeah, I mean, you're already addicted to cardboard crack. What more to get the Palpatine's approval? The Senate approves of Denmother Place. How does that sound? Denmother, storyteller, streamer, storyteller, and community builder, as I would, and great community to hang out with. You're here to be a menace. Feel free to be a menace. We welcome more menaces here. Just don't be that kind of menace that we all know. Ugh, sorry. And it's just a weird feel. Like my nose is clogged. Again, I said it already earlier. It's like, but nothing's clogging it, but it's clogged. It's so freaking weird. Thank you for dumping all your channel points. I'm gonna get so rich. If I could like keep all these channel points, we would probably be able to afford to fund a short film or something. General Kenobi, welcome in. So we just had ramen with Mitsuru. Bonebreaker apparently, and it's not a secret, Bonebreaker is unabashedly a Mitsuru simp. And I don't know if I'd already told you, Denma, but I was also like, it would be way too predictable for the people who know me if I went for Mitsuru. So I said, I'm going to try something different and maybe go after someone else. And then things happened. And Mitsuru said things. And it's like, I can't resist anymore. I'm sorry. It's just too easy. I'm too easy, honestly. Is this a surprise? Absolutely not. Look, she just happens to be a redhead, okay? It does. Ow! I should. If and when I get my PNG/VTuber model, I'm gonna actually put a bonk stick there. Oh god. Don't make slurping awkward, Denma. We're just having ramen. Oh my. I'm so self-conscious now. We're just having ramen. We're just slurping. Oh my god, I told her to slurp. There are absolutely no ulterior motives for that. Alright? I have absolutely no ulterior motives. When we had the option to choose, when she asked, can you tell us about the customs? And I told her, slurp your noodles. Yes, slurp that shit. Yeah. Oh god. Welcome in, Korgal. Yeah, see, here we are. It's just... yeah. See, my character is a redhead. And Denmother, you guys, you both are my GMs. Korgal and Denma. Leora Vance. And for Denma, that would be... well, Leora Vance. Except she was Irish in your game, Denma. So yeah, that's my redhead character. And it just so happens that the characters who I find very compelling are redheads. Hey, welcome in, long time no see, Korgal. We're just playing some Persona 3 Reload. My voice is kind of weird. Hopefully it's not annoying. It's very nasally right now because I have this weird fever but not fever, cold but not cold. It's like in between. It's so annoying. But I got my coffee. We're ready. First I go through Persona 3, making our way to Final Fantasy eventually. And yes, Irish gang. Good memories. It's terrible to lie about it to chat. I can neither confirm nor deny things. But anyway, long story short, Bonebreaker was absolutely right. I saw an unexpected side of Mitsuru. She's never had ramen before. We were there for her first time. I feel like our relationship has grown.
I am thou. Thou.
Praying hands, praying hands.
Thou hast established a new bond.
It's Subniosis, welcome in. Still got some weird cold going on, but I still got the energy to stream. Welcome in. God, I hate plug noses. Anyway, welcome in. Well, it has been a while, exactly less than 24 hours. Hope the weekend has been amazing for you. We're just going through daily life over here. Life simulator to escape life. And we just made the Empress Arcana.
The time. We should be going.
It's exactly that, Korgal, but let's put it in more elegant terms. It is us demonstrating our resolve. But yes, that is the only thing I remember from the original. My brother playing it. And I was so young, and I'd say, why are they shooting themselves in the head? It was pretty graphic for kids. Hi, how was your day? But this is the remake. It's a full-on remake. Ryochi-kun was here. He came to hang out with Junpei-kun. It's not often that we get visitors here. Yeah. Do you think it's okay? I'm actually surprised that he's not with a girl. Hey, where's Aikis? I saw her on the second floor.
Huh?
Really? Maybe she's with Koromaru. It's not like them to be gone. She already told us that this guy's dangerous. Work, huh? My dad did his very best when he was working. He was a hard worker and he never complained. Then again, he didn't do the kind of work we're gonna be doing. The saying, earnest labor brings happiness, is simply a pretext. Earnest labor brings happiness. Sounds like propaganda to me. It's like, they complain about being underpaid and overworked, and then management comes back to you with a poster of a cat saying, earnest labor brings happiness. However, there are some people, like Yukari's father, who put their whole lives into their work. At any rate, I'd advise you to take full advantage of this opportunity to learn about the workforce. Oh right, because this week is job fair in-game. Career experience week sounds like fun. Oh, it's not job fair. Right. It's that part in Japan high school where they actually have to work at on the job trading. You know, usually convenience stores or gas stations, stuff like that. Do you think it's a hassle too, Yuki-san? I'm looking forward to it. Really? I wish I could join you. I'd like to try working a job too. Thanks for dropping by, 05. Always glad to see you. Hope things are alright with the SCP, as right as it could go. Thank you for protecting us from the unknown and the under... Wait, what is it gonna say? And that we cannot fathom. You go alert now. See you around. Enjoy the Helldivers gameplay last night. We were democracy. Glad to have you there, Denma. It sounded like we had our commander on comms. Commander ASMR telling us to do shit, get our shit together, right? Spread manage democracy, etc, etc, etc. But yeah, Helldivers 2 is hella fun. It is genuinely good fun. It's the wonder that like most of my circles have been picking it up. They just cannot contain the hype. It is genuinely very good. Connection issues aside, and I rarely have fun with co-op focused games because I don't have anyone to play with usually. But even playing with randos is so fun. Every channel is showing news related to apathy syndrome. So that's my whole streaming list. Like, all the people I follow are Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or Helldivers 2. Well, Baldur's Gate 3 sprinkled in. Oh, Yuki-kun, how are the rooftop platters doing?
See you.
Did we get Fuka's ability already? We already read with her. We have to continue to guard it with her. Okay. Let's guard it with Fuka. It's called Reload because you got to. You know what? I never thought about that. Honestly, that never... It's so blatant that I didn't notice it at first. I thought, heh, reload's another word for remake. But, oh yeah, you're right. Because gun.
I comprehend.
I see. Then, I shall continue my observations.
I have a suggestion.
I cannot stop thinking about Ryochi-san. I am worried I may overheat. I even asked Koromaru-san for help. It has been an okay weekend, Sam. That's all I can really ask for these days. Glad you had a productive one. The hell was I gonna check on? What it? Oh, he's with Junpei. Junpei Iori. Hey, what are you doing? That way's obviously a trap. Are you sure? But there's a treasure chest here. Whoa! A boss appeared! Junpei-kun, it's all yours! Oh, they're playing a co-op game. Okay. Are they boys having fun, I guess? I guess on the lookout. Yeah, keep tabs on that dude. He's super sus. Remake fooled us all? Oh yeah, you're right. Who would have thought, right? Final Fantasy Remake being a remake? Like, holy shit. Absolutely blown away by that revelation. And Rebirth? I wonder what that's about. No new recordings. Okay, Fuka. Gotta talk to Sana na.
Hey there.
Same thing. Where do you max out Akihiko? Let's go gardening! Okay, let's head to the rooftop then. Absolutely precious character.
There are white spots on the leaves here.
What does that mean? White spots on leaves?
I think I've seen something like this in a book at the library. It might be a common disease in vegetables and flowers.
No!
What do we do? What if the plants die?
They're doomed. Go against the theme of the game. Give up. Give in. Don't struggle. How did the book say to fix it?
Oh, right. If we take care of it now, it might not be a problem. From what I can tell, it doesn't look too serious yet.
What did the book say? We just need to cut off the white parts and... That's right! Vinegar!
Vinegar?
It
Oh.
said to put some diluted vinegar on the affected areas. I'll go get some from downstairs.
Thank you for the lurk, Danma. I love Fuka, but she's super... She's like Futaba. She's little sister territory for me personally.
I think that's about everything we can do. We picked up the fallen leaves, and the air circulation is good now, too.
And the way she talks reminds me of Haru. But in contrast to Haru, Fuka's actually a very gentle being.
Everything should be fine now. All that's left is to trust they can recover.
Thanks to the care we put in, it'll be a big harvest.
Thank you for today. I wouldn't have been able to save the plans if you hadn't been here. I'm still a little worried, but please let me help out again sometime.
Yay! I forgot, you also get a social point with her. So we'll be able to rank up with her next time. Chidori!
What am I drawing? Why this?
She put the flowers in the oh, fuck.
It's been a while.
No!
That voice.
Well, they're rescuing her, I guess. But they're dragging her back into a life she no longer belongs in.
Once again.
No! Get away, Revolver Jesus. You have absolutely nothing compelling to say.
Jin, the instruments, if you would.
Oh god, the instruments.
Don't tell me you can't even recognize your own evoker.
Now there's nothing in the world keeping you here, yes?
Takaya.
Surely you understand. There is nowhere for you to go. Your only choice is to come with us. You know all too well that death is not to be feared. You need only fear.
The gun in his pants.
I know, Takaya.
Excellent.
Honestly, like they still aren't revealing things about them.
His fault. Ever since he started getting too close. I've suffered. Every single day. And now... I'm afraid to die.
Hey, Chidori, hurry it up.
For context, she fell in love with Junpei. And it's her first time, and she couldn't understand the feelings. So she pushed them away. So that's why she's explaining the edgy shit about, like, that. Well, it's not edgy. It's actually, like, it's very sad for her. And then now they're dragging her back into into that life. I hate Revolver Jesus. But yes. What's it? The thing is, those aren't even real guns. But they do have cartridges. So... and they're like more dangerous versions of the evoker. They call them evokers. So... yeah.
Manjia, let's go.
I honestly still don't know what they're planning to do. Like, what the hell their whole game plan is. Like, I don't think they even have one.
It's amazing.
Well, aside from stopping us from stopping the Dark Hour, we were both bamboozled because the Dark Hour did not end. So, happy times for them. But, geez, it's like, the hell are you up to? Oh, well, the Persona games are actually pretty much standalone. The Dark Hour in this one is when, like at 12 a.m., the Dark Hour happens. So, Tartarus sprouts up, shadows and monsters roam. They devour people's will to live. A lot of dark shit. People die. And we're the only ones that can stop them. So there's this whole apathy syndrome going around. In the daytime, apathy syndrome, unexplained, but it's because during the dark hour, regular people get their will to live devoured. And people die when they are killed, but not in anime. Not in anime. Not in shonen anime especially. People actually, now that I think about it, they do not die when they get killed. Or comics. You know, I was looking at it now, like, yeah, especially in comic books. They do not die when they get killed. They just come back next story arc. I never thought I'd be able to defy that people die when they're killed. Well, like, serious talk though, Persona 3 is a very popular story among the Persona franchise because it was the first modern one with social links. What we're doing now, talking to our party members, going to school. But, you know, the themes are heavier compared to Persona 4 and 5 from what I know. So they're very standalone experiences with exploring different themes, but at the core of it is they are, you know, coming of age stories about standing against, you know, either tyranny, the dark hour, apathy, finding your will to live, you know, very shonen anime. And about the friends you make along the way. Most importantly, the social links you make along the way. So I do highly recommend them actually. It just depends like what kind of vibe you're looking for. The most modern Persona games are Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5 Royal. Persona 4 Golden is a port of a PlayStation Portable game. So it's very rough around the edges. I don't know if they're going to be remaking it. At this point, it is the oldest among the modern trilogy. Persona 1 and 2 are very different. That's why people keep referencing 3, 4, and 5. But, you know, it's a testament, I guess, to the storytelling that you really have fan groups per game. And they'll love it for different reasons. So, for example, Lichcasts. Lichcast is the one that is absolutely in love with Persona 3. My only Persona experience was Persona 5 Reload and a bit of Persona 4. So I'm constantly comparing it to Persona 5 Royal, but it's so different in terms of the story. And actually now, it's such a slow burn. I was kind of getting annoyed that it is such a slow burn, especially since we're reading everything out loud. But I had fun. But now the story's coming together. Now things are finally starting to happen. Relevant things are finally starting to happen. That I can see now, like, oh, okay. I'm getting more invested in these characters, and because we spent so much time with them, it helped. It's just the pacing was still quite off to me. Duwata, welcome in! Long time no see! We're just like talking about how I feel about the story so far. But I know a lot of people love Persona 3, the story and everything. I just have a few qualms about Strega and Revolver Jesus and his monologues. Well, my friends, please do go check out Duwata streams. Not currently streaming, but an amazing storyteller, artist, and creator. But yeah, looking forward to when you get back to the streaming. If you do get back to it, no pressure at all. But it's always glad to have you. Always great to, especially on Ponder streams. Always great. Hope your RPGs have been going well. Hope the creative juices have been flowing. We're just dealing with this dude. Tanaka's amazing commodities. Actually, have you played any of the Persona games, Dewata? Good morning, or evening, or afternoon. Hope your nap was good. Okay, what are we getting? We're getting, he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it! An enticing jewelry set! If you love yourself some gorgeous gemstones, hopefully ethically sourced, then you're in for a treat.
Good, good.
First up, we have this lovely Garnet, and they come as a set of 3.
Not bad, kid.
Opal, 2 of them. 49. Sure. I'm rich.
Thanks, kid.
Oh, next is a Become a Spy set. Oh, Anya would love that.
Bye-bye.
Ooh, you watched Ponder play Persona 3 before this reload. Oh, like the original Persona 3? Damn. And Persona 5 with Pam. Ah, awesome, awesome. Trouble play it yourself because of flashy graphics. Ah, yeah, there are some levels that are very annoying about that. Yeah, I think I was on... well, if you ever want to get a chance to, I think, like, I was on Epileptic Gamers stream the last time. And I think the conversation did come up in terms of Persona. And I think there are mods that can help if you really want to experience it yourself. But yeah, I mean, at least you're able to experience it via Ponder and Dovetailer. And I mean, I hope you enjoy the stories as well. Like, I still love Persona 5, but this is slowly sinking in. And we're not yet done with the game yet. But it's gonna be... Like, I mean, they're different enough, but... I don't know. There's just something that just... I don't know what it is. It's just... The past in-game month, I just suddenly felt... That's when I finally felt its hooks in me. Because it wasn't hooking me in until recently. I don't know what it was yet. I'll have to process it as we play. But for now, we're taking it day by day. Mask from the Summer Festival. Photo of everyone at the dorm on November 4. Everyone in the photo is smiling. A green Turman shell from Yakushima. 18th annual Mio Cup Silver. Track and field. Aw, memories. Oh, okay, we gotta hang out with Akinari. It's gonna get heavy, chat. He's a dying novelist. Binds the two of us together in this world. I'm at the shrine today too. He wants to eat. Let's greet everyone at the lounge. It's like when the show you're watching suddenly gets super good, right? Yeah, there are some shows like that. You're like, episode 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, hold up. 5. And then that's just it. And then it makes you look back at those starting episodes differently. So I get what Lichcast was saying. But I also understand why the original was criticized heavily for pacing. Which is supposedly what they tried to address in this remake. I don't know what they changed because I never played the original, but I cannot imagine now playing the original without the optional hangout scenes and without the editing.
By the way,
Career experience appears to be routine labor that is performed over and over again. Though that does not bother me. Everyone else seems to despise it. Oh, I guess she's literally a robot. Well, she's a Nikkei, android, human brain.
by the way,
Oh, I almost forgot. We have tomorrow off. Labor Day, right? But then career experience starts right after that. Bummer, huh? Fuka's outfit is so adorable. I love Fuka's outfits. I know nobody wants to do it, but it's something that has to be done. Perseverance is important, especially once we become working adults. If you think of this as a chance to nurture that skill, then career experience would be easier to get through. Don't you think so too? I see your point. But for the content, I don't think I can do it. Well, either way, career experience week is mandatory, so let's just do our best. She just gave up trying to convince us. It's like, well, it's mandatory. So just do your best, please. Original was a little hard to follow with Potter Stream that. I can see why as well. Because yeah, you get 1 month in-game break in between the relevant story beats. That's when it loses steam. It may lose, you may lose steam, especially if you're just watching it, not actively playing it. You might forget details, which I have already. So yeah, it's like the game, the monthly schedule does kind of fight against itself. Also, I keep forgetting dates. We interrupt Phoenix Ranger Featherman R for this special bulletin. It seems that someone threw an explosive device into a hospital in Minatoku last night. Police suspect a crazed member of one of the apathy syndrome victims' families and... Oh shit.
Alright, let's go!
I've got a new strategy. I'll tell Chidori all about her school trip. We're bound to get closer after that. Oh no, nobody tell him, Chad. Or at least, I think so. I'm not really confident it'll work out though. Don't tell him. Oh my god. Okay, let's hang out with a writer. Do we have a star, Arcana? Sun. We have Sun. Okay. What are our quests? There's also a lot to keep track of. Okay, level up, Oden juice. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Okay. When school starts again... Wait, no! Ah, career fair! And it's day off tomorrow. Oh no! High school problems.
Right.
Ah, it's you. Would you like to talk with me again? But only if you're so inclined, of course. Of course. Thanks. I suppose I had actually been waiting for you.
I'm doing better today. I know it probably looked dire last time, right? Sorry if I scared you. I'd been reading a book before we met that day. I guess I got so absorbed in it that I didn't realize how cold the wind was. Do you enjoy reading books?
I'd say so. Hey, patron of the arts events? Hi to friends. Also found a bunch of crochet stuff. Oh, nice. So they had the bazaar art thing and all over today. Patron of the arts. Where was this, if I may ask? But glad you were able to pick up some good stuff. Crochet more awesome bunnies and more. And hope everyone is doing well as well.
I see.
Got
That's
it.
something we have in common then. Nowadays, reading books is all I do. I find that they give me a way to escape everything else. I can just get lost in the book's private world. Do you read books all the way through?
You know, actually, honestly, like, even if I get kind of bored, I still give it a chance. I've only, like, stopped reading a book if it was really just, I don't know, if it was just really just terrible. And it's only happened, like, a couple of times. But even then, it wasn't because, oh, this is such a shitty book, and I don't read it ever again. It's more like, I'll take a break from it, give it another chance, and then I just end up not giving it a chance. Center's Elements, nice. Do you like going to art markets? I used to. I mean, I still enjoy it. It just takes a lot for me to like go out these days. But then, yeah, I used to go to a lot of art markets before. Especially with my ex. I mean, it's nothing sad about that. It's like, But she was the one that introduced me to art marts. And that's when after that, I actually ended up going to a lot of art marts. But, you know, trying to protect myself from, you know, spending too much and all that. But, you know, to support my friends especially, I should probably do that more. But I have so much collection. Like, I collected so many stuff from art markets, but they're all, like, stuffed in a shelf, and I don't have space anymore. Because that's what happens. Like, when I used to go to a lot of art marts, I just have no place to store them anymore. And I'm such a hoarder, and I don't like throwing things away. But yeah, I do like it. I really do like it. It's just I can't control myself sometimes. Like, the last time was in Final Fantasy. If you consider that an art mart. And it's just taking up space. I mean, I love what I got, but it's just not feasible. There's just no space for things anymore unless I throw things out. But it's good memories. Always good memories. Like, I used to get a lot more physical stuff, but then now I try to get maybe sticker sheets, things you can like put into a folder and organize them. That I can do. And it is also a good experience to finally like muster the courage to have a commission done. Like, I rarely have commissions done of my Warrior Flight, which encouraged me to like, hey, maybe I should commission someone to do art for the stream and our mascot. So trying to get that done as well. Yeah, like this magnet. The Azem stone. It's like on my computer now. But I'm the kind of person that my bags will eventually become so overburdened by keychains and stuff. Like, it always happens. Like, I'll put 1, 2, 3. Then after like 10 art marts, I have like 20 keychains. And they end up becoming heavier than the bag itself. But, you know, it's all good times. Like, I love art marts. I love art marts. Because I also used to help my ex sell. So I used to be behind the table a lot. And I was able to learn, you know, how art marks would work. I helped sell her work as well. And I also got to see how it is like before and after, like ingress and egress. So that was my perspective of most of my art mart stuff. It was actually from the artist's booth. But of course, I was just helping out my ex. But then it is fun. Really good times. Dragging around your apartment. Damn. Well, to be honest, though, look, I love the stone, but that's probably why it was easy to knock off. It is a very tiny magnet. I keep knocking it off of my speakers by accident. Actually, it's my cat. My cat keeps knocking this off. Like, Passion's tail just brushes against the magnet and then it flies off. It's still a nice stone, though. Yeah, and maybe you can even attach like a stronger magnet to it.
Do you read books all the way through?
Yes, you're right. 2 magnets. Because it keeps spinning. It's just true, that's true. Of course I do.
Oh, you do? I don't like to see them end.
Oh, okay, wait.
The
Understandable.
more engaging a story is, the more I want to get lost in it. But I'm always afraid to finish it. Because once I finish the story, I'll have to come back to reality.
Oh, man.
This inescapable body of mine. Heartwarming stories filled with hope. Those are the kinds of books I like to read. They give me a little solace when I have to come back to the real world.
Kamiki smiled weakly.
It looks like the sun is already setting. Time is so ruthless. I hope we have another chance to talk.
Man, I'm just worried we don't have enough Sundays for all the confidence. But I'll focus on him every Sunday. What's up, dude? Alright, how's everyone doing? Kirito Senpai and Sanada Senpai won't be back till later tonight. So let's not go to Tartarus tonight. Oromaru. Koromaru is relaxing. Looks like he's not up for a walk today. Do we have Amada maxed out? I mean... No. What are we missing with Amada then? Ah! Watching TV. But we're already done with coffee.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. Gardening with Aegis.
Oh,
Did you attempt to continue work on the without patterns today? Oh, no more skills? Wait a minute. I'm concerned that the vegetation may require additional care.
yes.
Hold up. Oh, we maxed her out. Okay, so that leaves us with a free evening. We're gonna pray for our relationship to grow. Dating site now. We have enough to rank up with Fuka, Yukari. We got 3 notes. We got 3 notes with Dying Young Man. I don't know if it carries over. Who did we need notes for? I keep forgetting. Keisuke Hiraga. Student Council? Kenji, I think we need to pray for Kenji. Yeah, I think Kenji. Uh-oh, Dark Hour shenanigans.
Sorry to wake you. I'm not sure how to say this, but you need to go to the 4th floor, and please hurry.
4th floor? Ah.
What's going on? Yamagishi detected a presence. Other Persona users. They're outside Tartarus. Other Persona users? You don't mean...
Strega. They're still alive.
Those bastards! First the Dark Hour doesn't go away, and now Strega's back? What the heck's going on?
Yamagishi, can you see who it is?
There's only one of them, but... I thought she was in the hospital.
Huh?
No, she's inside. Ah!
What's wrong?
Long time no see.
Whoa. Hey, she hacked her comms.
Chidori?
She hijacked the transmission?
Amazing.
I can't stand the sight of you all anymore. I've
No.
decided to get rid of you. Come to me.
Yamagishi!
I'm... okay.
I don't get it. Wasn't she in the hospital? Junpei, do you have any idea what's going on?
Junpei?
Shut up! I don't know shit! God damn it!
Junpei, come back!
We can't let him go alone.
This is almost certainly a trap. But it's Strega we're dealing with. We can't just ignore them. And if we confront them, we might gain some insight on the current situation.
Please be careful. I only sensed one person, but the other two could be nearby.
True. Leader, we have no idea what they're planning. So choose your team wisely. We'll go after Iori once you're ready.
They're not our strongest characters, but I would like to thematically bring the people who want vengeance on Strega. I mean, everyone does, but that's Ken, who's already in the party. We should go after Junpei-san, quickly. I can go whenever you're ready. We have to go after Iori immediately. We'll deal with all the fallout. We'll deal with the fallout as it happens. If it comes down to a fight, do you need me to join you?
Yeah.
I can't believe he just took off like that. Come on, we have to go after him. I don't know what to expect, but if Strega's involved, it could be a trap. That's what we said last time. Did they set a trap for us? No, they're complete idiots and stood there on the bridge waiting for us to come, and we outnumbered them like 10-1. It could be a trap, but we don't have much of a choice right now. Let's go.
Excuse me.
Koromaru-san is saying, this is worrisome. Oh no. Oh.
Leader.
I suggest promptly going after Junpei-san. We likely do not have much time to spare. Okay, we need to get Akihiko. Swap with Aigis. Okay. Oh, and then Koromaru. Koromaru, because Shinji used to cook for Koromaru. Oh, wait.
Excuse me.
But healing. Yukari's our healer. Well, Amada can make up for that. Famous last words. Alright. This is Vengeance Squad.
Yes.
Commence operation.
Chidori! What's going on? Talk to me!
Was it too much to hope for a happy ending? I think it was.
Doing this doesn't make any sense! I mean, I know I'm not that smart. And I've done a lot of stupid things. But this is wrong! We shouldn't be fighting each other!
Junpei-kun, look out!
Whoa!
An axe?
Hey, that was close! You could have killed someone there! Iori! Why?
Get back, Junpei! Talking won't solve anything now.
It's too dangerous! I know how you feel, Junpei-kun, but please, just back up! Medea.
Oh no!
This isn't where I belong. I've known that from the start.
Chidori! What the hell's gotten into you?
Stupid Strega. Ow, we're weak to that. Fuck.
I'm still setting up. It'll take a little more time.
cooldown? Barely anything.
I'm still setting up. And it'll take a little more time.
How about some light in your life? I'm pretty sure she's not weak to anything.
Best bet with me. I've got this.
How about some darkness?
Takaya was right. You're all just a nuisance.
Why is Takaya so convincing to these guys? He's not convincing at all.
Get ready.
No, these are vulnerable people he preyed on.
Predictable.
So Takaya is this despicable one here.
Analysis complete.
So fire heals her. Just avoid fire then.
What to do?
In that case,
Keep it together.
This work. Let's do it! Caesar!
more damage when closer to a full moon. It's not yet a full moon, right? No, it's not yet. Medium almighty damage with medium chance to poison all foes.
This pain is nothing compared to the suffering I'm feeling inside. This is nothing. I don't feel good.
God. Boss can fully heal herself.
I'll go with.
And we're back to square one.
Best bet with me. Persona!
Why won't you leave me alone? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Junpei.
Chidori.
She needs a lot of help.
What to do?
It's like healing bosses are, well, I find them annoying, but they should be okay if the encounter itself is interesting. Story-wise, I'm invested in Chidori's well-being. Mechanically, she has yet to reveal
Now,
the twist to this fight. I'm emotionally invested in her. I'm worried. I feel like we need to buy time for Junpei to talk no jutsu her.
One step at a time. Caesar!
It's just kind of sad that, you know, the gameplay dissonance is that, you know, she hates herself. She wants to kill herself. And what are we doing? We're literally smashing her in the face and obliterating her body with dark energy and light energy. It's like, yeah, I know it's a game, but she hurts herself enough already. She hates herself so much already that I feel like Chidori's encounter, I mean, Okay, we have to get through we gotta get through a persona to get through her. She's using Medea as a crutch and as a shield right now. So let's just say we're trying to dismantle her persona, who tried to kill her, by the way.
It hurts. I can't breathe.
See, now I feel like I'm responsible for this. Okay. Okay, good.
Chidori!
Just as I was complaining about, this doesn't feel right. I guess they knew that. They knew that.
I told you. Don't touch me.
Take her evoker.
Chidori, please. Tell me why you're doing this.
What I fear most isn't death. What I fear most is attachment. When I do, I become horrified by the thought of loss. My possessions, my life, everything. That's why we only ever live for the moment. But you, Junpei, you brought me pain I never wanted.
What?
When I'm with you, Junpei, I fear everything. I fear loss. I fear death. I fear my time with you will end. That's why I...
Chidori.
That sense.
What is it?
It's the others from Strega.
Ugh, God.
How did
Disgusting.
Bastards! You just don't know when to give up!
I refrained from interfering as requested, and look what became of it. Chidori, I see that it is too late. You've been poisoned by them.
What the hell does that mean? You freaking ghost!
I am no ghost. Fate simply permitted me to live despite my detachment to life. You might say I was chosen.
Bastard! That's it! I'm not letting you do this to her anymore! I'll protect Chidori with my life!
Junpei.
Chidori, come with me! Don't stay with these guys!
Oh, fuck.
Junpei, look out!
Did he shoot Chidori? Oh shit, he shot Junpei.
Junpei. No!
Sorry, I'm trying to get over the... Trying to get over the ludonarrative dissonance of us standing like fucking idiots. Why do we keep standing around like fucking idiots during the dark hour with all our personas? What the hell was the rest of the party doing? The moment the gun comes into play, the moment Takaya comes into play, we didn't do shit. The miracle Junpei's alive. It's just the ludonarrative dissonance is just too much in a lot of these scenes which try to be impactful. I was invested in that. I love Chidori, I love Junpei, what they're trying to find out about each other. Both of them finding a reason to live. Though, yes, one can say it is toxic to find your reason to live in another person, but sometimes you need that other person to help you bring it out. Not romantically, you just need someone to help you bring you out of the darkness. You need help. You can't do it alone. I just get so annoyed by the staging in this game. I guess I'm just being too... I don't think I'm being too picky anymore. I can't be the only one who thinks that... Look, I know it happens a lot in anime especially. A lot of people... There's something called anime time. But the thing is, in anime time, a lot of the times, everything is suspended. Like, everything is suspended for you to listen to the inner monologue of the thought process of the character. But in this case, time moves on. but it's anime time on our side, while the villain can move in normal time. You get what I mean? It's like, it is just so contrived that we got to this point because, once again, because of the sheer stupidity of our party as witnessed based on the blocking of the scene and the staging of the scene. And look, it would have been a different discussion if this was the original PS2 era. No one's perfect. And look, I'm not Atlas. I'm not the creator. You know, I can't do the things these guys do. I cannot make a Persona game. I'm not claiming to be better than them. It's just, I'm just honestly admitting that the scenes have been so mixed for me because I love the underlying story and the character dynamics and the what they're trying to say to each other. But the actions themselves have always left up the part of me that is focused on... A part of me cannot feel safe in these scenes when it comes to, will the characters act, you know, will it be staged awkwardly or not? That usually doesn't happen to me. I'm a very emotional consumer. Like, I was very emotionally invested. I still am. But it's just happened way too many times already that the other side of my brain, which is very picky in terms of how things are choreographed, keeps butting in now. Just not to say the game is bad. It is not at all. I can see where they're going. I can let the emotions go around, you know, like take it over me. But before it gets to that, I always have to find myself doing this. So I really apologize if people do find this annoying, but it's just my commentary on this narrative that I'm experiencing for the first time. And it helps me process it as I move on to the next scene. Because I just have to get it out of the way that I am not happy at all with any of this. Almost all of the Strega scenes have been such a mixed bag for me. Like, there's always something good to take away from it. That's the least. That's a silver lining. But it's just, I don't know what it is about the way they are so, like, Takaya is so, he sounds so contrived, and the scenes surrounding him are already so contrived. And third time is not a charm when it comes to the entire club of C's being there to support Junpei and Chidori, and us standing around like freaking idiots. And it's not the pacing of the dialogue. I know you have to press to advance sometimes, but you put it on auto dialogue, and we're assuming things are being staged in real time. I just have to suspend my disbelief in that. So you're telling me that Takaya did not absolutely telegraph, or we didn't bother putting up a shield between us and them? We didn't bother summoning... How many are we? We severely outnumbered them. It is dark hour. Same thing with Shinji. It's just to get us... It's so contrived to get someone shot for story development. Okay. I'm over it. Junpei was shot. We're here now. Chidori's there. I'm hoping it's not just a dream. Let's go.
I'm so glad you're awake.
Chidori? Uh-huh. I thought I was.
I guess I was wrong. My fear, my heartache, I blamed it all on you, Junpei. I'd never felt that way before I met you. And for the first time in my life, I realized what I wanted.
And... what's that?
I want to be with you, Junpei.
Oh God, it's a dream.
forever.
I want to be with you too.
But it could never last. And it breaks my heart. We are different from you. Since the moment I gained my power, I've known the day I was going to die.
Huh?
The very thought of it horrified me. Up until then, I'd never once thought about death. But I realize now, dying means I won't see you anymore.
Right, the suppressants and everything.
Chidori.
That's why this is for the best. You can't die here, Junpei.
Me? Die? What?
See? They can use their personas. They can use their fucking personas. Sorry.
What the hell?
Junpei-kun! Junpei! It's her persona. Does it have the power to bestow life?
I don't believe it. She brought him back from the dead.
But wait, if she goes as far as completely reviving someone, the cost for that would be...
Okay, so this is where they
Chidori!
try to bridge that ludonarrative dissonance.
So it worked. I can hear you. The sound of your beating heart.
I have so many thoughts. Let's just finish this. Sad though.
That's all I needed to know. Now I can go on living in you. I'll always be with you.
Huh? Hey, Chidori! Stay with me! What the hell are you even talking about? Hey!
This is how it has to be. But don't worry. I'll protect you, Junpei. Always.
Yeah, same. I've got your back. I'll do everything I can to protect you. So come on.
This might be all I ever needed. Just being in each other's arms. It's nice.
Chidori!
I love you. Junpei. Thank you.
Chidori. You're kidding, right? Chidori. Say something, please! Chidori!
Oh, he's still there? He's still fucking there?
Such a meaningless end.
Okay, see what I mean about I'd love to get into it emotionally. I am. Like, the complicated fact that, yes, Chidori reminded us that she is going to die, is dead now. They're all, the three of them, these experiments, they were going to die because of the suppressants, right? There's no way to reverse that as far as we know. So, but in the same scene, they're making us question. The first time they actually say or explain the magic rules. That is the first time, or I don't know if it was explained somewhere or if I was just an idiot. See, I have to catch myself and ask myself, am I just gaslighting myself into thinking too hard about this game? Because, okay, so they shore up that plot hole, which is Wait, he brought him back to life? So that's the very first time it came up from in my memory in terms of the cost of healing. So they actually plug that one hole, which is life for a life. We give up our own life force to heal other people. So, you know, I guess Star Wars, like, it's, you cannot bring people back from the dead. It's 1-to-1. Well, ish. Point is, you have to sacrifice to revive someone. So fine. They bridge the gap there, which made me get over the whole, can't we just fucking heal them? Because Junpei was dead. Okay, I get it. But problem again is this fucker Takaya didn't earn this as well. No, you know what? He earned both. He earned it both times. He earned both kills because we are so fucking stupid. This is the second time in Dark Hour that the heroes did nothing to protect our own from this goddamn Revolver Jesus. Given so many ample opportunities, I get the healing, alright? Maybe Shinji. But you know, if Shinji was shot and it was a surprise, they caught us off guard, I'd buy that. But what we saw, what I remember, what just happened now, was like a slow motion train wreck with a lever right in front of us. You know, that's how I could describe it. The lever to switch the track to a much better ending is right in front of the party members. And yet we all stand in awe before Revolver Jesus. So I absolutely hate Revolver Jesus. Not because he hasn't been a compelling villain in my eyes, but because this story has been so contrived to give him his wins against us. And I don't want to blame our heroes. I don't want to blame ourselves. But the reality is, if we were truly a team in the Dark Hour with enough time to respond to Takaya's appearance, I get not being able to revive people, you shore that up, but what about all the freaking other skills our personas can do? We have like 10 freaking persona users on one side with a variety of different protective spells, confusion spells, misdirection spells, freaking melee reflection. Do we not have bullet reflection? I guess we don't have bullet reflection spells. I'm so mad. I just have to let this all out because I'm still invested in the story despite all of that, all the idiocy that I've witnessed. But despite all that, I'm invested in the characters and the themes and what they have to say. It's just so undermined in the moment in my eyes because I just can't let go of the fact that we have so many opportunities for the heroes to have done something. And we just listen to Revolver Jesus like he is the second coming. It just makes me piss off at him even more. Right? Like, I just want to kill him already. I mean, I've been wanting to kill him ever since he already got the Shinji, but it's the second time. And what happens? We lose Chidori. We get a devastated Junpei. Like, at what cost? Like, how much did our stupidity cost us? Everything. It's so frustrating. Yeah, it's such a meaningless end. This is a meaningless end that was absolutely preventable. Like, I cannot see any other reason how that could have gone the way it did. Is it a limitation of the engine? I don't think so. We had cutscenes. I don't know. Whatever.
Meaningless? Ah! Ah!
Ooh, okay, this is cool. Medea plus... Ooh, okay, that's the first time. Combination. Resolution in Junpei's heart has awakened a new persona. Junpei's persona Hermes became one with Chidori's persona Medea. They give rise to a new power, Trismegistus.
Medea? Burn in hell!
This is the shit I'm talking about. This is the fucking shit I'm talking about.
You won't get away with that!
What are you doing? What the hell is the rest of our team doing?
My, that was quite a spectacle. Now,
Bang,
allow
bang,
me
bang,
to
bang, we're dead.
respond
Because
in
we're
kind.
idiots. We deserve to all get shot right now.
Don't forget about your mission. You don't gotta waste any more time on it.
What?
I have a much greater purpose to fulfill.
And we're just letting him go.
Since you have
Okay.
no means of destroying the Dark Hour, there's no point in dealing with you any longer. Enjoy squandering what little time you have left.
Oh, even worse. It's a smoke grenade evade. Ah, fuck me. Yeah, you know, please just allow me to just continue venting about. You know, I keep telling myself that I'm wrong. I keep gaslighting myself into thinking that I'm not appreciating this how I should be appreciating it. But I honestly really could truly say now that there have been many major missteps in a lot of the staging in the scenes here. You know, I will finally accept that I think it is a valid point of criticism, and that I actually would like to think that I am not alone in thinking this. Because I feel bad that I am currently, at least on a certain level, ripping on a lot of people's favorite persona. Okay? I feel terrible about that. When people love this game so much and they present it to you and you want to experience the same love that they have experienced, but things like this keep getting in the way. You know, I hope they don't hear me talking about it like this. But it's so frustrating. I am so angry at our party right now. Like, I'm angry at these fictional characters for not doing anything. Despite even giving more proof that Junpei summoned his persona right there. I thought Sanada was too quick on his feet. Koromaru even. Like, I'm sorry, boy. But you took initiative last time. Koromaru was the only one who took initiative last time. And I think Ken also. I forget. I vaguely remember them actually taking initiative. Stepping in the line of fire. Trying to disable Takaya or Strega or whatever. Aegis is a combat-focused model. Let's just say, okay, the summoning the persona took us away from the energy. It took Junpei out. One summon. Fine. Emotionally distressed. New persona. Medea, difficult to control. Medea fused with him. Junpei's a special case. But he finally did the fucking thing. He finally evoked against Strega during the Dark Hour in the time that, well, too little too late now. And Aegis, you don't even need a persona. You're a combat model with fucking guns in your arms. You have 10 barrels of... You could empty 2 drum magazines in under 10 fucking seconds. You can boost your way to the enemy. You don't want to shoot them? You can boost directly into Takaya and smack the gun out of him. You are bulletproof. I guess. She said herself. She is resistant to piercing damage. Our revolver's not gonna do shit on her body. Or look at her. Look at her just standing there. I just hope people at least get something out of this rant, because this is not how you stage these scenes. Subjective? Sure. Sure. But I think we have all of our different thresholds when it comes to it. And I think it actually means something. I actually believe what I'm saying, because it takes a lot for me to go on tangents like this, to go on rants like this. Because I am actually in my former viewing groups, watching movies with my friends, watching series with my friends. I am always the last one who will nitpick on scenes and characters and moments. Always. So for me to get to this point where I cannot buy anything anymore that is happening, because I just cannot see any logical reason why. And fine, you could say, but it's not all about logic. Sure, but let's talk about emotional reality and the cost of this emotional revelation. I don't even feel like the cost is worth it, because it is either not earned or it is too much. It just doesn't factor in the calculations. I'm not even a logical viewer. I miss plot points. I honestly feel like I'm actually a stupid consumer. I honestly believe that. My friends who are critics, who see things even, deeper than I do, who have more things to say about movies and shit, thanks, Zen. I always feel like the stupidest one in the room, which is why I always second guess and triple guess myself when I start actually making comments like this. But I can't be the only one. I can't be going insane, right? I can't. I don't know if anyone else just saw the scenes we just went through in succession. And it's like they're rubbing it in on us when they do the smoke bomb disappearance, which is, which is the... I cannot believe they did that to us. The smoke bomb retreat is usually so fucking contrived. We have a freaking navigator. We have a bulletproof weapon with guns in her fingers. We have one of the fastest doggos alive, Koromaru. You know what? Fine. All the humans stand around like idiots. Why? What's Aegis's excuse? Anyway. Alright. Again, I need to get this out, because I'm not going to enjoy anything else until I get this side of me out and then hone back on the emotional side. Because I still feel the emotions behind the scenes. And I think that's the important thing, right? I already said I'm an emotional consumer. So I'm still hanging on to that. But I absolutely hate the Strega scenes. Because the villain gets what he wants because of our own stupidity. Fine. They shored up the resurrection plot hole. The healing plot hole. Done. But this could have been prevented in the first place. That's all I'm saying. This is the 3rd or 4th or 5th time we're standing around like fucking idiots. against Revolver Jesus. Can we just kill him already?
Let me go! I'll...
She entrusted you with this life. Don't just throw it away.
Chidori. Chidori. Oh, God, this is so hard. But it's not just my life anymore.
Junpei.
Look, I'm sorry for Junpei, but does the whole team have to go back to the fucking dorm together when Strega just outwardly said that they have a full purpose to fulfill? They lost their navigator. They have no more masking. They have no more fucking masking. Therefore, Fuka can easily track them. Therefore, I guess Fuka... Look, Junpei, Yukari, Junpei and someone else, escort Junpei, someone escort Junpei out of there. I get it. Take care of Junpei. Take care of the body of Chidori. We have the rest of the team to chase down Strega right now. Right now. Before they do the thing they announced they were going to do. Which was no details, but it was something. They lost their navigator. They cannot hide anymore. Why are we letting them go? Sanada says, don't throw your life away, Junpei. Okay, get Junpei out of there. What about the rest of you guys? We were supposed to stop Strega. They're just prolonging things at this point. Strega deserves to win. We're just fucking idiots. Chekhov's gun? Sorry, which gun are we talking about? I'm gaslighting myself again. I really cannot be the only one thinking these things. I really cannot be the only one. I don't want to go into Reddit now. I'm probably gonna get spoiled. But for my own sanity, once we're done with this game, if I still feel like I need to check if I'm not alone with how I am so disappointed by the Strega scenes. I feel like I'm going insane. Yeah, I'm gonna bump into spoilers if I start Googling, hey, what did you think of the... Strega scene was stupid. Why didn't they do this and that? I actually want someone... I actually want to come up to a post that just explains everything away. And it just says that I'm actually stupid and wrong and I just didn't get seen. But at the same time, I also want to be validated in my critique. I'm a weird person, chat. So don't mind me. The harvest has increased. Maybe it's because I studied how to grow them well. Nice. Yeah. But thing is, it's a remake, and they made changes to some things. For better or worse? Question mark. But here's the thing. I would not have a problem with those scenes if they were staged better. It's all about coming up with creative staging directions to make it to heighten the sense of desperation, to heighten the sense of helplessness. Put your heroes in difficult positions which prevent them from doing things. It's bare minimum. There are many ways you could do it, but what they decide is instead to just have us stand around like idiots and do nothing. For the third Striker encounter in a row. And they just rub salt in the wounds when they think that smoke grenade is enough for them to disappear. When we have an amazing navigator, Fuka. Chidori's dead. Rest in peace. They have no way to match their presence. We outnumber them. We have personas during the dark hours to reflect physical attacks. Are you gonna tell me that there's also a magic rule that they haven't mentioned? Or that I was too stupid to not understand? Too stupid to understand? Because fine, in that one moment, they actually, what do you call it, lampshaded the moment? They lampshaded that because I'm sure they predicted a lot of people will go, wait, we resurrect each other in combat anyway, which is why they had the characters say at precisely that moment that bringing someone back from the dead is impossible unless you sacrifice your own life. So everyone knows the cost of resurrection. But hey, Shinji wasn't dead. So are you gonna tell me healing? Was he beyond being healed? You know, Revolver Jesus is blessed. Alright? He's blessed. His revolver was blessed by God himself. That's the only explanation. And his presence just awes all of us into inaction. Revolver Jesus is just too powerful. The end. How's Junpei holding up? I'm sure he knows what he has to do. I wonder what Strega is. Maybe there's a mastermind who planted the idea in their heads. What on earth were they thinking? Couldn't they foresee this happening? Foresee what happening? You know, okay, we still have unanswered questions. We were both bamboozled in thinking the dark hour was gonna go away. They were experiments, so they still have that going for them. But I'm just waiting for them to eventually reveal the last piece of the puzzle. Like, please, can you just give us the last piece of your puzzle and so we can move on?
Say.
She was taking those drugs as well. If she hadn't died now, she most likely would have died soon. See, and that's why I was so invested still. I am still invested still in those emotional beats. I just have so many problems about everything surrounding them. She most likely would have died soon. But fate chose the most beautiful way to end her life. You're saying that it's the most beautiful way? Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry, senpai. It's our fault Chidori died. That was not a beautiful... Look, it's beautiful to give up one's life for the one you love, sure. But hey, if both of them could have lived, I'd rather take that route. Oh, man. Oh, Tego, welcome in. I hope you... I don't know if you were there for my... I think I was ranting for like half an hour. Hope Final Fantasy VII has been an awesome experience. My friend Tego is going through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Go ahead and check them out. Oh my god, I don't even want to get started again. I already got it out of my system. Long story short, I'm invested emotionally, but, and I guess if you know me as someone who's more of an emotional consumer, who's almost always last to pick up on plot holes, or I'm always the first one to give the scene the benefit of the doubt, it got to a point where I just couldn't contain myself, and it's like the third or fourth time that the staging has been so disastrous for for what should have been very emotionally impactful scenes, and they were. The themes, the storylines behind them, everything, utterly ruined by staging. Don't you hate it? And I just explained to chat, just so you get an idea. I explained it to chat as if you're watching it's like the heroes were watching the train wreck in slow motion, and the lever they had to solve all of their problems was right in their hands, and yet they choose to stand in awe before Revolver Jesus and the stupid things he says, and allows him to kill off characters for what? Our development? Deaths which could have been entirely avoided if they also remembered to use their personas during the dark hour to defend, reflect, misdirect, confuse, attack, and then now we just let them go despite them not having a way to mask their presence. And you know how they escape? You know how they escape? They smoke bomb the fuck out of there. They smoke bomb themselves out of there. They lost their navigator. The enemy lost their navigator who masked their presence. And what do? What does our combat robot do?
Excuse me.
Who is bulletproof and has guns in her hands and jet boots in her feet? Nothing. We do nothing. Despite Strega saying, I have a higher purpose to fulfill, and we're gonna do it. Smoke bomb! And I get escorting Junpei and the dead person out, but look at our team!
Well,
Did all of us have to escort the one person back to the dormitory? It was an urgent moment and an opportunity to stop Strega, to stop Revolver Jesus from proselytizing his bullshit. Like them being experiments and trying for us to make them feel bad about them. I felt bad about Chidori. I don't feel bad about Takaya. I feel bad for Chidori. But can I just get rid of them already? And can they give us the last piece of the puzzle so we can solve the Dark Hour plot? because I don't want to deal with Strega anymore, because it might just make me more upset at our team for acting like utter idiots when it mattered most. And I love Cease. I love these characters. So it's so mixed. And I did say that I was a very emotional consumer. But for me to get to this point, I cannot be crazy. I cannot... Again, I keep gaslighting myself into thinking I'm just too stupid to get it. I'm still telling that to myself now. Maybe I'm just too stupid to get it. Maybe I'm just hyper-focusing on the wrong things. But, you know, a part of me is really believing what I'm saying. So, yeah, welcome in. Sorry about that. Despite that, I like the emotions behind it. I like the characters. I utterly hate the Strikers changing. TD Cinema Jam. I try to live up to that, the branding, the vision that we set for our own channel. But, you know, imposter syndrome's a bitch, all of that kind of stuff. I often don't think I have valuable critique, and I always feel like the stupidest person in the room. I feel like an imposter calling myself a filmmaker or someone, or commenting on these scenes. I feel bad because, you know, people worked hard on this game. And I don't like tearing down works or sounding like I know better than the director. I don't like doing that. I really do not like doing that. It's just, I just cannot think of any redeeming qualities. Aside, okay, emotionally charged, cool. But it is covered up in so many other terrible shit. You still haven't forgiven Squall and friends in 1998 for surrendering to military grunts, armored rifles, despite the fact that they can all summon guardian forces with the power of minor gods. The ludonarrative dissonance is real, right? Okay. Hey, welcome in, Blushing Peony. Thank you for all the hearts and everything. We're going to move on and continue with the story. But yeah, you know, Tego, the thing about us being able to summon personas and all that, they shored up one little plot hole, okay? One thing, okay. So, person dies. And I'm thinking, okay, just resurrect them. But they knew players were going to think that, the audience was going to think that, so they lampshade it and have the characters outwardly tell us, wait, bringing someone back from the dead? But the cost of that would be life for a life. So that's the only time they establish magic rules within the universe. Because I'm pretty sure, you know, it's common, right? You know, in RPGs, fantasy RPGs, resurrection is not really like bringing someone back from the dead. It's bringing someone back from the brink of death, right? That's kind of how they rationalize it. Like, bringing someone back from the dead is a whole other sacrifice entirely. But that wasn't the problem of the scene. the fact that they could summon their guardians in the first place makes me question the utter lack of initiative, or perhaps the sheer power of Takaya's presence. Enough for you to sign off from the stream itself. You know, you've seen Takaya, Tego. You don't even need to know who he is, but you were right already to be kind of appalled and repelled by his presence. So, yeah.
Excuse me.
The top priority of all living beings is the preservation of their own lives. Even if one tries to give up their life for another, this instinct is likely to be a limiting factor. Despite this, Shidori-san really did give up her life force to Junpei-san. The connection between them must have been special enough to transcend even her most basic instincts. All of this is totally avoidable, but let's focus on the present. Let's focus on the now. That's all we got. That's all we got. The past is the past. Let's move on. She was the first girl Jutpei's ever been serious about. Do you think he'll be okay? I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess you can't be, but hearing you say it out loud makes me worry even more. Shunpei-kun and Chidori-san had such a beautiful connection, and the contrived staging took them away from us. Even now, they're still together, but I never thought it would end like this. It's too tragic. Totally avoidable tragedy. More details on the explosive that was thrown into Tatsumi Memorial Hospital. Miraculously, no one was killed or wounded, but one patient is presently unaccounted for. Hey, Korowaro. Oh god, and who's the confidant that's available for us today? Gourmet King. You know, let's go pig out. Eat our sorrows away. Sounds like a good idea. Let's go. Hey, welcome Tasar. What's up? I'm in a writer's mood right now, so you just hit me at the right time. Homebrew campaign ideas are always welcome. Thank you for the hydrate. Your daughter is looking so confident lately. She came over to say hi to me and I didn't recognize her. Is she getting married? Or did she get a boyfriend? Oh, it's nothing like that. You see the Chagall cafe next to the club? My daughter said that just drinking their coffee makes you more charming. It's pheromones or something. Yeah, pheromone coffee. Sus coffee. That guy has been following me. Is he blushing? Am I in trouble? You were stalking him months ago. Hey man, what should I do? Every time I look at her, she seems prettier. I'll have to be happy with this looking at her. When are these guys gonna talk to each other? You were stalking him, he was stalking you. Like, goddamn. Don't be too hesitant to mix it up at a club. You could meet some new people. Those Mrs. Grundys at the PTA might disapprove, but you should dance till sunrise. Moon. I'm a moon. Okay. Okay, intermission. So we're talking about the SARS campaign here. I do need like a 2-minute break. I'm still emotionally charged from the terrible scenes. Anyway, so actually, it sounds like I'm so angry because I was so emotionally invested in those. So the feeling is like, I just want those emotions. I don't want the complications surrounding them. That sounds edgy. Anyway, so your campaign starts mid to high level. Are we talking about tier 2 or 3? The players are established adventurers. It's their final chance to seal away or weaken the demon emperor who has been a tyrant. They get closer to the MacGuffin, and the world seems to actively try to stop them from reaching their goal. Okay. They enter the portal, and plot twist, it's a ultra high reality simulation. They are prisoners forced to live out their lives in VR, but they've broken out. Okay. Ooh, okay. That's very ballsy. But you know your player's best. Like, going from D&D, jumping into Cyberpunk Red, that's a very ballsy move. Huh. Premise seems fine. you could take a lot of inspiration from the Matrix films or things akin to that. Then of course it comes to a question in terms of like then you really have to start building upon this. Well, what was the purpose of this ultra high reality simulation? Was what they did in the game relevant at all? Because it's one of those things where it's like, you know what I mean when I say that it is all a dream. So I don't know how much you're gonna focus on the virtual world, because them being able to seal the tyrant, and then being them woken up, it could be a rude awakening in many different ways. My initial impression of that would be, as Vanoa said, it's like, what? So it is all fake? Then I guess of course you gotta feed them something bigger in the real world. There should be some interaction between virtual and physical world. Okay. But yeah, sorry. Of course, I'll let you finish. So that's interesting. Okay, you're gonna switch to Cyberpunk Red after what I'm assuming is D&D. Then right when they're about to get that MacGuffin, it's taken away from them, and the brutal revelation of it being like Sword Art Online or something like that. All right. There should be some interaction between virtual and physical worlds. Some mind-enhancing drugs in the real world might make your dex higher, but have its own drawbacks. Okay. D&D with a Matrix-style willpower system. You can bend the rules at a cost. Okay. But once they are rudely awakened into this real world, what is the purpose of the simulation? Like, are they trapped by a megacorp into exploring the virtual world? Or is it not a virtual world? Is it... Like, is it a virtual world or is it another world? And I'm just thinking like, okay, so what are the stakes then? Okay. So wait. So I can see how that's a twist for the audience, but are your players themselves going to be surprised by the revelation that it's all just a simulation? Because how Assassin's Creed did it is a meta twist. A meta twist in that it is a simulation all along, and the twist was for the audience. But for the player and the characters themselves, they already knew they were in a simulation, and they were doing it to hunt down fragments of Eden, pieces of Eden. Antivirus are basically monsters, alright? So it's a virtual interface to cleaning up the system. You're powerful in the Matrix, not so much in the real. Okay, you're hiding the concept from the players. Oh, okay. So it's not really a rude awakening. You're just planning to direct it so that... Oh, by the way, you're all employees of Ubisoft. Let's just say, I'm going Assassin's Creed parallelisms here. So it's gonna be... it's a good... that's the real job, is what you're saying. It's like you're gonna surprise your players that, hey, this is actually your real job. You guys are antivirus. You're figuring that part out. Okay. Is there anything you were like did you want to hear about what I might think about adding, changing, what I think about idea in general? In general, I think I always think like system hopping is a great opportunity to exercise your creativity, because despite what some people may think, one system cannot really do everything. Just like anything in life. Sometimes there are systems that are a bit more appropriate to the themes, and not just that. Like, games may be able to tackle, like, one system may tackle any themes, but mixing in the way your players like to play, character building, and all that, it's nice to be able to, like, jump into other systems, which is why we take from other systems to begin with. D&D scenarios that can make it feel like the world is against you and we're in a simulation computer program. I think a good place to start would be, what are the stakes? What are the stakes? We're exploited this way. Yeah, like, as Vanor brought up, he suggested a possible... He raised the stakes. Like, Vanua just raised the stakes. So, I'm also wondering the same thing. Why are they employed by this corporation? What is the purpose of diving back into the real world? What is the purpose of diving back into the virtual world? So you can, of course, come up with all sorts of things. Could be an AI using them to cultivate a world for humanity's consciousness. So imagine it's like the pre-Matrix, where they want to use humans as batteries. So they have to create a simulated world, and they're using humans to alpha test this world before it becomes the Matrix. So in a way, it falls in line with Vanua's AIs exploiting people this way to do something like that. So captured minds. So yeah, I think you'll already come up with amazing ideas if you start thinking of, like, what do your players stand to lose and gain? Why should they bother? Why should they be invested in this story? Like, are there once you reveal to them that they are employees, slaves, whatever, Matrix has an immediate buy-in because it is already clear that there's a revolution, there's a resistance against the machines, and that you wake up and fight against the machines. So you already know what's at stake. The remnants of humanity fighting against the machines. So once you establish that, I think it'll really flow from there. Because you are gonna already disrupt your players' out of left field. Like, what? We're actually in a simulation and we're using another system? If it's Matrix, clearly a human race is shackled type of thought. Like, okay. Smaller. Now, I'm not the most well-versed in terms of similar story types, but maybe a bit of inspiration would also be Project Neural Cloud. So, Project Neural Cloud, I found the premise very interesting. It's probably relevant to this discussion because it is also about getting rid of undesired programs and viruses within a virtual system which houses the consciousnesses of the dolls. It's a Girls Frontline thing. So Girls Frontline, the consciousness is uploaded so it can grow and thrive and live in a virtual server. And you as an administrator help these dolls fight against anomalies, which, as you say, are viruses taking form of villains, taking over server space, and it's its own world. Yeah, essentially what you're doing. And you mentioned smaller stakes because in that game, well, no, the stakes are kind of high there. But the stakes that I'm familiar that they were fighting for was that this virtual world was necessary to maintain and stabilize the consciousnesses of what would become the saviors of humanity. And I'm pretty sure Vanua and other people who are way more familiar with isekai stuff, I think you could also draw a lot of things from your favorite isekai anime. But if you want the real world, if you want a more direct connection to it, yeah, you already mentioned it. Like, I keep coming back to The Matrix. You can really delve into... You can have fun delving into the subconscious of people. How the it's a dream world, essentially, right? So you can try to look into the deepest desires of your characters, which is, almost always compelling. Like, what drives these characters? And you can relate it to what's going on in the real world. Ready Player One, you can conflict with one way player, bro. What is happening in Ready Player One again? I don't remember what the stakes of that movie were. I mean, it was pretty with a lot of callbacks. I'm just trying to remember what they were fighting for in Ready Player One. Pantheon had uploaded minds of MMO players doing hacking in the way they are familiar with. So they resolve their differences in this virtual world. They asked to meet up in the game. Okay. But how will you differentiate that from them simply saying, "Hey, I hate you. Let's solve this through Tekken." So they go to an arcade and fight in the video game. Like I'm wondering what'll keep your players going in terms of what's at stake here? Like, yeah, you just have to really consider the nature of this corporation, who runs it, what they want out of the virtual world, and what the employment status of your players in-game are. I think once you solve those two, or knock those, like solidify those three things, you'll be able to triangulate how or what you may want to drive your players to pursue. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting premise to begin with. Switching systems, I hope it goes over with your players well. I hope your players are also open to experiencing new systems and swapping in the middle of things. If you want to avoid the sunk cost feeling, it could be a one-shot. You could get to the system swap after the first session, maybe. Because I don't know if you want to have them invest in a week-long worth of sessions to only be cock-blocked at the very end by a plot twist. It was all a dream. Unless when you yank them out of that dream, you make it so that their effort in the virtual world had actual meaning in the real world. Welcome in, Izzy. I'm taking a break right now because I was just not very happy with certain staging and some emotional moments in Persona 3 Reload. And Tassara was just asking for comments about his little homebrew idea for an RPG, so I thought I'd just share my thoughts on that. So we're just taking a short break right now. Plot twist, it's only a dream. There's another thing also, a pitfall which I've fallen into, is trying to develop characters, players, or trying to increase the stakes via dream intervention. It's especially tempting to fall into in the fantasy setting when you try to use dreams to, like for example, like Life is Strange keeps falling into this trap where they try to use a dream universe to explain everything that just happened and what they may want to do in the future. And there is a time and place for dream exploration, but sometimes it can be overdone. You consume the right media to draw inspiration for. You need to put the pieces together. Yeah, for sure, Tassar. And you've watched way more anime than I have. You've watched a lot of more isekai anime than I have. Like, and I really have the Matrix to draw from in this. Was it some of the classic Atlas sexism here? No. It was emotionally impactful moments undermined by what I believe to be terrible staging, when there were so many opportunities to thwart the villains and yet the heroes did absolutely nothing at all. It happens in a lot of media. No one should feel bad for having this pointed out. Everyone who runs TRPGs knows someone who's done this if they haven't done it themselves. Yeah, I read it places and names. Dexteria, just put it in Cara Valley. Oh, okay, yeah. You go very meta about that as well. It's like saying, this seems procedurally generated. But yeah, like, I don't know what else I can really say to Sar, aside from the fact that I do love the idea of swapping systems, which reminds me of The Strange. It's not swapping systems per se, but The Strange might be worth cherry picking for ideas. I don't know if you know of The Strange. It's a tabletop RPG, and it's about world shifting. And what's unique about that tabletop RPG, The Strange, is that you basically have, for example, 5 character sheets in one. And like you fold your character sheet over depending on the world you're in, which will alter your stats and alter your equipment. So let's say you're in the world 1, you fold it to this and your stats are that. You shift to world 2, suddenly you're in ancient Egypt and you're dealing with an uprising. Then you shift to world 3. So like Planeswalker shit, except you change your form each world. But the character growth, there are some core consistencies about your spirit which carry on through these different incarnations across the world and time. You were trying to look for connections between the virtual world and the real world. You have to find out the purpose of the simulation. There usually is, which is in Matrix, it was to literally sustain the machine race. And of course, the real world counterpart to that. The villains are kind of ass. You do know no one really talks about the P3 ones. They are... The current human villain, Izzy, is... I don't find him compelling whatsoever. His other 2 companions shed some light on the nature of the story, which is cool. I wish I could see more of them, but their leader is not compelling, and the only way he got his kills and wins against us is because of our own stupidity. Because our characters stood around with their mouths agape and did nothing to prevent the damage done by that villain. So it's like, I don't even feel like that villain deserved anything. Well, no, he did, but it's because it's at the cost of it's because of our own stupidity. Like, we let him kill those people. It feels like that. It feels like we let him win, which pisses me off. And last scene, we let him get away, which didn't make sense to me. make 2 characters, or they make D&D characters that for twists had out Cyberpunk Red Pre-gens. Yeah, that's one way you can really psych them out, because it's meta-wise and you're literally swapping systems. Of course, hopefully your table's ready for it. You can try to like warn about, hey, this is gonna be experimental. You gotta do something experimental. If they're open to that, cool, that's sure. But yeah, I'm excited to see the outcome of that, Tassar. And I'm very confident that you will be able to find a way to, especially with how experienced you are in terms of like the different anime, fiction, and movies and all that. You will definitely find your inspirations, and it'll click once you find out what your characters want, what your simulation wants, what it's there for. The challenge you may have to encounter is, of course, like, why bother diving back into the virtual world if they need to? Like, why do they need to dive back? If that's something you want, if you still want to maintain the virtual world, you have to give them a very compelling reason to dive in. If we're going to go into Persona parallels, there's a reason why we have to dungeon delve. There's a reason why we have to go to the Dark Hour in Tartarus. Because there is a deadline where something is going to happen as a result of that dark world, that virtual world, which will leak into reality. It's like, why would they play in that world if it has no ramifications in the real world? Or does the real world push them to live in the virtual world for one reason or another? Yeah, and you can of course add a lot of corporate espionage, intrigue. Another corporation wants to bring down a simulation because, I don't know, it's opening an actual rift in reality where monsters are actually pouring in through the simulation. Like, it wasn't just a simulation. You're actually isekaiing people into a real alternate dimension. And then now the monsters are feeding into the real world. I don't know. Like, it's anything that you can think of. Like, maybe it's actually not you make them think it's a virtual world, but it's actually another universe. And you get into the whole multiversal thing. You can do any shit you want. But yeah. The human villains are very hit and miss in Persona. You didn't like any of them in Fifth Palace and in the P5 base game. Yeah, I only finished Persona 5 Royal. It was hit and miss. I only enjoyed some of the villains, their palaces, and of course Maruki was compelling in his own way as well. But yeah, it was quite like, there's some that I preferred some mansions over the other, which is natural. But I don't know why I bought into the scenes there more than I am here in Persona 3 Reload. Okay, it's only with the Strega things right now. Okay, it's only our interactions with these guys. But I already said enough about that. I already said about that. It's just, why do we keep standing around like idiots and letting the villains win? It just doesn't make sense to me. Anyway. While I'm at prep, you need to create short fantasy detective one-shot. Still thinking about how to better approach it. It needs to be something players can solve in 3 hours. That's always tough when you ascribe hours to it. Because that could easily be 1 hour to 6 hours, depending on your players. You know what I mean, right? Sometimes the players just are like, yeah, I know who the killer is. It's this. Done. And you're like, what? God damn. But sometimes it's like they're so hung up on the red herring, and you're like, guys, it's 6 freaking hours. I already moved the cheese several times and you still don't know the answer. Especially in a detective thing. Yeah, but if you're giving yourself 3 hours max, I'm not sure how you build your mysteries or formats around that, but I've found good use from the way they build mysteries in Tales from the Loop from Free League, Free Alagan. It's flexible enough that you're not like railroading people, but what's that? Basically, it's a bunch of circles, locations that they can go to, and then they have like what relevant clues are there per location. So at least you can get in your headspace where, because sometimes we think of like 10 different locations, but at the end of the day, only 3 are relevant. So I found that that kind of process helps me really make it matter. Okay, it's like there's the hospital, and strictly in the hospital, there are these clues. And the way that they get to the hospital is from the school and the dormitory. And then you start forming this kind of mental map of rooms, clue rooms. And it helps, for me, it helps me cut down in terms of like, okay, actually, I don't need this room because from the dorm, the players may be able to go to all these locations. So, you know, having a hub and then only having like 3 main locations, which are clearly visible as like, okay, you have 3 paths. Because what I notice in a lot of mystery adventures, we fall into a lot of the pitfalls where it's simply, all right, this person was murdered, roll to find a clue, and sometimes you don't find the clear pathways to... Basically, it's like it's too open-ended. It's too open-ended in that players wouldn't know where to go. So it ends up using up so much time because they're like, oh, so we can go to 10 different locations. So yeah, if you're really striving for a 3-hour mark, to really minimize the locations. And the way you can adjust the too fast or too slow is moving the cheese. And as an experienced GM, I'm sure you've done this before already. If they're going too fast, move the cheese to another location. If they're going too slow, give them the cheese already. So you are in charge of the clue drip feed. So that, it's like limiting your locations, having clear pathways to these locations, perhaps a triangle or a square of locations, list down all the clues you have in there, and then have them shift around as they go. Vampire Mystery in the Mansion. Nice. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sure like if you have any, if you want to ask, of course, if you guys have any other questions about like, I don't know, you want to get some opinions on your homebrew, your ideas or whatever, I'm always open to talking about them. Like I cannot guarantee that I'm no professional or anything. But I do like bouncing ideas off of it. So if of course, if you want to continue it on Discord or want to just share your thoughts and ideas, if you feel like it, feel free to. And people in chat as well, a lot of our community members are game masters and players themselves and fans of a lot of media. And they also have very awesome perspectives, which they can share. But yeah, I will also admit that I'm not that experienced in terms of locations. Okay, actually, you know what? I just ran Blade Runner recently, and Blade Runner recently had Blade Runner, the RPG, literally has a timesheet. And the game is constructed in time blocks. It's basically what they're doing in Persona. So I don't know if this might help you also, but let me get it. So this thing might help you. I think we talked about something similar before. We were talking about the zombie apocalypse game. There is a timeline. They are on a clock. And very Blades in the Dark as well. There's a clock. And Blades in the Dark really helps propel the players because there's a visible clock that counts down to things happening. So if they spend too long in one area, the villain is going to move to the next location. You set deadline. I think that might help. You set deadlines for your own story because the world is moving while your players are standing around going, oh, where do I go? But if you reveal to them that, oh, the next morning it's announced that another person has died, and then by the last week of the investigation, if they still haven't caught them, then that's actual loss. The villain gets away, and you could of course do it in a compelling way. But that'll make it so that you're not playing until they solve it. You're playing until it can or cannot be solved. So I guess setting that deadline will help you. It's like, it's 3 hours in real life. It's 3 weeks in the game. You couldn't find him. Too bad. Yeah, it's that. But of course, doing it in very creative ways to not make it feel like they're being railroaded. It's always a challenge, right? It's always a challenge. But yeah, clocks, Blades in the Dark clocks also help me in the moment as a GM keep track of things. Because we're already balancing and juggling so many things as a GM that the clocks are a good reminder for us that, oh right, that clock about that minor faction is going to complete today. So there's always a clock face. And for the players also, it's nice, from what my players have said, it's also very nice when they like seeing the world clock's progress. Because it's like, okay, it's the next day. This territory is taken by this gang. This territory is fought over by these two gangs. And this gang raids you the next day. So, yeah, moving clocks for the important parts. So I'm pretty confident you'll be able to have fun with that. Sorry, so you're talking about P5, the main villain who joins your party? Akechi. Yeah, abandon him. Mother since birth. Not relatable. Pushes narrative that single-parent families create psychotic murderer children. Not improved in any shape or form in Royal. Only thing you get from him is that he would rather die than be manipulated when Amelia tries to bring him back. I was not a fan of... I know for some reason, a lot of people are fans of Akechi. But I'm honestly like, meh, okay. Yeah, of course... That can happen. Like we can all become villains because of one bad day, because our parents were taken away from us. We can all be villains, and it just so happened he became a villain. But I just didn't find it very compelling or interesting. I don't know where you're getting the statistics about Japan likes him, but most in the West don't. Because at least the threads I've seen is that even people in the West love Akechi. So I don't know what circles you're talking about, but in general, Akechi has been quite popular on both sides of the pond from what I have experienced. And yeah, I wasn't a fan of... It took away some of the steam for me. You're right. Like, it runs into the Xenos problem where it's like, all of this? Oh, you did all of this? Because of that? Right? And some people, they buy villains like that. Once in a while, it's okay to have a villain that's like, ha ha ha, I'm just chaotic evil and I want to just destroy everything. But my personal preference is having a villain that you could look in the eyes and be terrified because you yourself could have ended up like him given the wrong circumstances. Which, okay, you could argue that with Akechi, but it is a bit too much for me. It just didn't really click to me in terms of like anyway, that it's just my threshold for having a compelling reason to do villainous things, it did not reach it for me with Akechi. And for Xenos FF14, it did not reach me at all. Like for me, and people love Xenos. People would love Xenos. People love Xenos, and I cannot understand why. Because I didn't find him a compelling villain at all. He was just bored. And to feel something, he hunts down and kills people. And okay, some people find that compelling. I just personally don't. And I think that's a terrifying thing about him. Like, he started these wars, he killed all these people just so he could feel something. One of the characters literally cries that out. I forgot who it was, but he literally cries that out. So the writers knew what they were doing. And the intent was to really make us feel disgusted that it was such senseless bloodshed. Just because this guy was having a temper tantrum, and he just happens to be a sociopath and a psychotic murderer. Now, the thing is, we cannot fall into the trap of okay, we're talking about fictional villains here. We cannot even in real life, people have gone off the deep end for much less, Izzy. We have to remember that. We cannot fall into the trap of ever saying that, well, I wouldn't go into drugs because my mom became a prostitute. The reality is some people would. It's not because of them becoming a prostitute. It's the underlying reason why. It's much more complicated than that. You could read it as, oh, prostitution bad, makes children go crazy. That is a reading you could have. But again, I'm just saying we cannot fall into the trap of thinking that someone should have been stronger or someone should have been more emotionally resilient, or that's nothing, suck it up, because that's not how the world works. Like, I will not argue if you think that I wouldn't do, like, you wouldn't do it. Like, I trust you. Yeah, you wouldn't do it. If you didn't know who your dad was and your mom turned to prostitution, so you become a murderer, it's not as simple as that. Or we have to give them the benefit of the doubt that there's already something mentally unstable and wrong with Akechi, given the fact that he had his persona and whatever it was doing to him. I thought it was always about his dad. Did I not understand the story correctly? He already knew who his dad was. And he was lashing out because of his dad. Because he wanted dad's approval or some bullshit reason like that. That I don't remember. I thought he always knew who his dad was. Which is what sent him off the deep end. Oh, okay. Then he found out who his dad was. And then he started killing people because he wanted to get dad's attention. Wasn't that his whole arc? So mom left him behind. He had no one to turn to. Finds out his dad is his big shot politician. And he did it to ruin him. Okay. For what he did to the mom and what he did to his life. But why murder to do that? Why do some people cave in and turn to murder and theft when they have a tough day? Because the terrible reality is that he's Akechi and he did it. Yeah, to you, it's too far. But I am pretty sure there are people in real life who have done worse from less. And that's just the kind of world we live in. And again, that's why I keep saying we cannot fall into the trap of thinking that we know someone's emotional limits more than they do. Yeah, I had a problem with how it is revealed as well. You're right about the build-up. I hate it when it all comes down where it's an explain-it-all scene. Where, aha, I did all of this because of this and that. And remember this time you did that? Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's... Then you could say that, okay, we could, like, maybe they say, oh, it should have been, you should have seen it coming. But then, literally all they give to us is that people are having mental shutdowns. That's it. And we don't get any hints as to the reasoning behind it. And then, the reveal is that it's some person's, that is Akechi's personal vengeance. Right? So it changed the... It's not that it was too much for Akechi to do something like that. It's just why I was unhappy with Akechi was that I felt like it diminished the weight of the entire situation. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll agree with you there. I'll agree with you there in that, oh, this is all just personal, and it just, for me, undermines some of the themes. But again, like, if we're isolating the case in terms of what would drive people to start murdering, that, I think, you know, I'm not a psychologist or anything, or a psychiatrist. It's just one bad day, right? We live in a society, goddamn. Parody musical. This is all your fault, Jafar. There wouldn't be any thieves if you fix the socioeconomic inequality like you promised. Yeah. Anyway, that's to say, I'm with you in that I didn't find Akechi a compelling villain at all.